Graphing. The student will locate and name points on a coordinate plane using ordered pairs of rational numbers. There's some vocabulary you will need to know when graphing. The first word you'll need to know is coordinate plane. The coordinate plane is a plane formed by the intersection of a horizontal and vertical number line. So here's the coordinate plane. We have a vertical number line which runs up and down and a horizontal number line which runs from side to side. The horizontal number line is called the x-axis. And the vertical number line is called the y-axis, as seen here. So we have the y-axis which runs up and down. It's the vertical number line, and the horizontal number line which runs side to side, which is called the x-axis. The origin is the point where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect, and the coordinates of that point are 0, 0. As seen here, this is the origin, the point where the two intersect. And finally, we have quadrants. Those are the four regions of the coordinate plane. They are simply numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, as seen here. Now, quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4 are numbered a little bit differently than what you might imagine. I would imagine this would be 1, and this would be 2, and this would be 3, and this would be 4, but that is not how it is. In fact, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Notice it makes a C when you draw it. C for a coordinate plane, if you'd like an easy way to remember that. Now, our coordinate plane, again, is a horizontal number line intersected with a vertical number line. The vertical number line, again, is called the y-axis. Notice 0 is at the center. Above that we have our positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it would go all the way on to infinity. And 0, and then under 0 we have our negative numbers, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then our horizontal number line, you'll see the same thing. The center, we have 0. And to the right, we have positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And to the left, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, and negative 7. And on and on and on it will go. The way that we give directions on a coordinate plane is with a pair of numbers. The first number in an ordered pair is the x-coordinate. That's what tells us where we'll intersect with the x-axis. And then we have a y-coordinate. That number tells us where we intersect with the y-axis. So here we have a list of ordered pairs given to us: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. And we'll have a look at how we place those on the coordinate plane. So we'll start with point A. Negative 4, negative 7. I'm sorry, negative 4, positive 7. So the x-coordinate is the first coordinate. Notice they go in alphabetical order, x and then y. So it's easy to remember that x comes first just as it does in the alphabet. So we have x is negative 4 and our y is positive 7. So on the x-axis, we're going to count back to negative 4. Okay, and you'll see negative 4 is right here. But that is not where our point will actually be. because we are told that the y-coordinate on it is positive 7, which is up here. Okay, so where would those two intersect if we went over 4 units that way? Up 7 units that way, we reach our cross point, and that is actually where point A is. So it crosses over at -4 for the x-axis and at positive 7 for the y-axis. Now let's have a look at point B. Coordinate B. We have our x value, which is 3. We'll do that one first. So we're going to count along the x-axis to positive 3. So we're right here. And we need to go all the way up until we get to, all the way down until we get to -6. So that's -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that will be point B. So you see there's a variety of ways that you can use to get to the point that you're trying to get to. The important thing is that you follow along the x-axis first and then the y-axis. So now we'll have a look at point C. We're going to go to -2 and then -4. So back to -2 and then down to -4, and that will be point C. Now for point D. Zero and then 5. So our x-coordinate, that's the red number line here. We're going to start at 0. We need to intersect here at 0, and our vertical number line y, the second coordinate, it should cross at 5. So 0 and 5, we're right here for point D. And now for E. Positive 3, and then positive 4. So we will count the x-axis first. We'll come over to the 3, and we need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we are at point E. Go ahead and plot points F, G, H, I, and J. Pause the video and then see if you got them right. Okay, how did you do? Hopefully you got them all right. If you didn't, you might want to use a little bit more practice. So rewind to the beginning of this slide. Remember to count the x-axis first. So side to side first and then up and down. Now let's get some practice with giving the ordered pair whenever given a point. So we are given the points K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, and R, and we are going to list both the x and y values for each of those points. Now an ordered pair is shown inside parentheses with the two numbers separated by a comma. And the first number listed is the x-coordinate, the second number listed is the y-coordinate. So we have both the x-axis and the y-axis. X-axis is the horizontal number line, and again the y-axis is the vertical number line. And if we want to give the values for k, where would it intersect with the x-axis? If you look down at the x-axis, it meets up at -4. So we would have -4 for the x value, and for the y value, it intersect at 2. So the y value is 2. We always give the x value first and then the y value in an ordered pair. To have a look at point L. Parentheses, with the two values separated by a comma. Where does L intersect with the x-axis? Intersects at positive 3. So we have positive 3 for the x value, and for the y value, 6. Let's do one more together, and then I'll have you try the rest on your own. M is all the way down here, and it intersects the x-axis. You can see at 2, and the y-axis at negative 7. Pause the video and try the remainder on your own. How did you do? Check your answers, and if you were not successful on any of them, go back and find out what mistake you made so that you can make sure that you don't make it again.